Reception, it's Miss Lewis here and it's time for our literacy lesson this week. Now, today our learning objective is going to be to write a simple sentence. Now pause the video for a minute and tell your grown-up all the things you need for a super sentence. Can you remember? We need a capital letter, a full stop, our finger spaces, our letters on the line. And now we need to be able to check it back to make sure it makes sense. Now for today's session, we're going to look at a different fairy tale. This is a fairy tale called Rumpelstiltskin. If you're sitting comfortably, I'll tell you the story.
This is the story of Rumpelstiltskin. Once there was a poor miller who had a daughter. He loved her very much and liked to boast about her. One day the miller bragged to the king that his daughter could spin straw into gold. The king was greedy and loved gold, so he asked for the miller's daughter to be brought to the palace. The king took the girl to a room that was full of straw and gave her a spinning wheel. "All this straw must be spun into gold by tomorrow morning, or I will lock you in the tower." The girl began to cry because she didn't know what to do. Suddenly, a funny little man appeared. The little man offered to spin the straw into gold if she gave him her necklace in return. The girl gave him her necklace and the little man spun all the straw into gold. The next morning the king was delighted to see the gold, but he was a greedy man and wanted more. He took the miller's daughter into a large room full of straw. "All this straw must be spun into gold by tomorrow morning, or I will lock you in the tower." Once again, the funny little man appeared. The little man offered to spin the straw into gold if she gave him her ring in return. The girl gave him her ring and the little man spun all the straw into gold. Again, the king was delighted to see the gold, but he was more greedy than ever and wanted more. He took the miller's daughter into an even larger room full of straw. "All this straw must be spun into gold by tomorrow morning, or I will lock you in the tower." The little man appeared, but the girl had nothing left to offer in return for his help. "I will spin the straw into gold in return for a promise. If you ever become queen, you will give me your first child." The girl promised the little man to give him what he wanted, and he spun all the straw into gold. The next day the king was so happy he decided to marry the miller's daughter, and she became queen. A year later the queen had her first child. She had forgotten all about her promise to the funny little man. Then, one day, he suddenly appeared and she was reminded. The queen begged for him to let her keep her child. The little man took pity on the queen. "You have 3 days to guess my name. If you get it right, you can keep your child." The queen tried to guess his name but failed. The little man disappeared, promising to return. The next night the little man appeared for the queen to try and guess his name again. The queen tried to guess his name again but had no luck. The little man disappeared, promising to return. The queen was growing desperate, so the next morning she sent her serving boy out to find some more names. As the boy was walking through the forest, he overheard the funny little man singing to himself. "Today I brew, tomorrow I bake, and after that the child I'll take. I'm the winner of the game. Rumpelstiltskin is my name." The boy returned to the queen and told her what he had heard in the woods. She was overjoyed. That night, when the little man appeared for the final time, she pretended to guess his name again. James, Mario, Terry, Leo. Rumpelstiltskin! little man was shocked and angry. He could not understand how the Queen could have guessed his name. Rumpelstiltskin disappeared, never to be seen again, and the King and Queen lived happily ever after. The end.
Right, today we're going to write a simple sentence all about Rumpelstiltskin. We're going to describe what he looks like, what he's wearing, and we could describe what he's like as a person. Now, the story describes him as a funny little man, but we can look at the picture of him here and come up with some other words to describe what he looks like and how he is. I could say he's got a tall, pointy green hat. I could say he's got long, stripy socks. I might say that he's got big ears. I might say that he's unkind. I might say that he's mean. Remember, he took the things from the miller's daughter. Although he helped her, he wasn't very nice to her at the end of the story. Have a think. Pause the video and I'm going to put a picture of Rumpelstiltskin up on the video. Have a moment and see if you can write down any words that you would like to use in your sentence to describe Rumpelstiltskin. Just like I did, you can talk about his hat, his shoes, his socks, what he's wearing, what he looks like, or what he's like as a person. See if you can write down some ideas, and don't forget to use your Superphonics to help you. Perhaps you could even draw a picture of him in your book. Then we'll come back together and we'll do a super sentence. Are you ready? Okay, pause the video now. Right, are you ready to have a go at writing a super sentence? Now, at the beginning of the video, we talked about all the things we needed for a super sentence. Should we write them down at the top so we can remember them when we're writing? Can you remember? What do we need at the beginning? Well done. A capital letter. What do we need at the end of our sentence? A full stop. What do we need between our words? Well done, we need a finger space. What about our letters? Where do they need to sit? Well done, they need to sit on the line. Now we can try as well to remember our ascenders and our descenders, making sure we have our tall letters and our letters that sit below the line. And now we're getting so good at writing, we need to remember to check our sentence to make sure it makes sense and we've got all the things that we need. So I'm going to have a go at writing a sentence now. I've got my picture of Rumpelstiltskin and hopefully you've written down lots of ideas for your sentence. Now I'm going to start by talking about his socks. I'm going to write, he has long socks. Can you say it with me? He has long socks. Let's do it one more time with our noisy punctuation. He has long socks. Brilliant. What is my first word? Well done, it's he. Can you remember how to spell it? He, we, me, she, be all end with an E. So here we go. I need to remember my capital letter at the beginning of my sentence. So I've got at the beginning for he, and I have to remember that it's just an E, isn't it, on the end for he? He. Well done. If you want to pause the video, you can have a go at writing he as well. If you want to pause the video and have a go at writing the whole sentence on your own, you can do that now, and then you can check it back with me at the end. So he, what's my next word? He has. So I need a finger space between my words. Let's sound out has. A, s, has. Finger space. Has. A, s. He has. He has long, long. Sound out long with me. Long. Let's have a go, remembering my finger space. Well done. How do I do the sound? Have a think. Remembering my G, the tail needs to sit below the line. Can you see that? He has long socks. Let's sound out socks together. Watch my arms for the k sound. Socks. If you're fancying a bit of a challenge, pause the video now and have a go at writing socks on your own. If not, you can write it with me. Socks. Ooh, let's watch my arms again to find out which k it is in socks. Socks. It's the digraph. It's the CK digraph. There's my C. And remember, my K is a tall ascender, so I need to start at the top. It's a tricky one, the K, so have a practice. Down, up and around, and back down to the line. He has long socks. I must remember that S on the end. What do I need at the end of my sentence? Well done. I need a full stop, and I don't want a big full stop, do I? Just a nice little dot on the line, not floating up here. It needs to be sitting on the line. Right, let's check our work back. Let's make sure it makes sense. And we'll check it back for all the things we need for a super sentence. So let's have a look. He has long socks. Does it make sense? It does. All my words are in the right order. Have I remembered my capital letter? I have. Check your sentence. Have you remembered your capital letter? Well done. Oh, have I remembered my full stop at the end of my sentence? I have. There it is. Give myself a tick and tick it up there. Have I remembered my finger spaces? I have. Well done me. Are my letters on the line? Good. Are your letters on the line? Well done. And I've checked it back, haven't I? I've checked it back and I've made sure that it makes sense. Well done. Now it's your turn. I'd like you to have a look at some of the words you might have written down in your home learning book and have a go at your own sentence to describe the character of Rumpelstiltskin. If you're not sure what to write, perhaps you can have a go at this sentence. He has a green hat. Say it with me. He has a green hat. One more time. He has a green hat. Have a go at writing that in your home learning book. And if you fancy a bit more of a challenge, have a go at coming up with your own sentence. Don't forget to email in to show us what you've been up to. See you soon. Bye.